Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Please close the door just. And if she comes, you can open it when she comes. Yes, thank you. We are in the middle of seeing the reasons why Brahman is not Jada. Why? Because it is a cause. An insentient thing, it is not seen in the world to be a cause. That is what we have seen yesterday. And so we have said that even though pot comes from clay, clay is insentient, and so therefore we cannot interpolate the same logic for Brahman, that every cause is insentient. We cannot interpolate, even though we see many causes in the universe that are insentient. One insentient thing gives rise to another insentient thing, but then we see that that is not the case with Brahman. Of course, the question comes, why not? And the answer that is given is brilliant. Brahman is not Jada, insentient. Why? Kamayitritvat. Because of its status of being a desirer. That ER in English, I also mentioned, is TR in Sanskrit. Kamayatri, Kartri, Bhoktri. And then, so there are many words like that, and the tr added to the noun makes it into an agent noun, like eat plus er. What do we have? Eat plus er. What do we have?
Eater.
Eat. Eater. Teach plus er. Yeah. And sing plus er. Singer. So it converts the noun into an agent of a particular action to which noun that er is attached. So the action of singing, sing, and then er, the agent of singing. So this is how it is. Now Brahman has got the status because it says Saha Akamayat. This Brahman desired. So it has the status of what? Desirer, another er. So Kamayitru, to put it in Sanskritam, Kamayitru or desirer. So this desirer, can the desirer be insentient? Can a desirer be insentient? No. Desire and sentiency go together. Why? Because desire can rest only in a conscious being, not in a non-existent being, and not in a being that is jada, insentient, not possible at all. So therefore, we say Brahman is and can never be insentient because it has the status of being what? Desirer. Na, he says, kamayitritvat, very sharp argument to the point, and then he will spend some time unfolding it. This is typical Bhashyakara style. You can repeat now. Nahi.
Nahi.
We have an official repeater here, but perhaps not here today. Yeah,
I'm
not
here.
here today. Okay, so
Svatmavidyananda.
nahi kamayitru achetanam asti loke. We don't find a desirer that is jada or insentient in the world. And yesterday we spoke of this a little bit. When spoon is insentient, but then that spoon, we don't, that spoon doesn't have any desires. It's purely there to use as an instrument for the eater. The spoon doesn't become an eater, and so therefore this is this is just a basic reasoning, and the basic reasoning is what, given the fact that Brahman has gained in this mantra the status of being a desirer, and then we cannot say it is achetana. Achetana means insentient. Pot insentient, and what else? Pot insentient, clay also insentient, but then we don't see anything in the world. What is not there? That a desiring person is insentient, or we don't see the desire resting in an insentient being. We cannot say Brahman is a desirer on the point 1. Point 2, therefore it is insentient. It makes no sense at all, because it cannot be inert if it has the power to desire. The power to desire is a Shakti, Ichha Shakti. That Ichha Shakti cannot rest in an insentient thing. Why not? Because it doesn't have a will. It doesn't have a will or a won't. It cannot say I will, it cannot say I won't, it doesn't have free will. And so what does it do? It is an instrument for use by the sentient person to carry it around, put it here, put it there. The pot doesn't say I want to go back to clay. Clay is my Brahman, I am sick of this life, I want to study Vedanta. That is not there. Insentient. And here, what have we said? We have said it's a desirer. We know a few things about Brahman now. We have said it is a desirer. We have said it is the cause of the universe, because Akashadi Karanam, the cause of Akasha, etc. And then we have also said it is Sarvajnam. Sarvajnam
Now we don't
means
hear you.
it is all knowing. We have said that earlier. It is all knowing, and it is the cause of the universe. These two we have said that. Why is it Sarvajna? Because of Maya Upadhi. That Maya, which is the Shakti, which is an as though power, Kalpita Shakti, and then Mithya Shakti. And then the Mithya Shakti imparts to Brahman an all-knowingness, Sarvajnatvam. Jna means knows. So supposing I say, this is what in Sanskritam it is called Upanetram, that which is close to the eyes. Upanetram. And so if I say Upanetram Janami, I know these glasses. If I say, then that makes me Upanetrajnah, the knower of the glasses. Janati, the one who knows, you can shorten it to Jnaha. So Pat Janati, Patgnyah, Ghataha, Ghatam Janati, Ghatagnyah, Patam Janati, Cloth Janati, knows the cloth, Clothnyah. And then knows all. Sarvam Janati, what would that be? Sarvagnyah. All knowing, knows everything. Nothing is there not to know. And then therefore what? It is a Mithya Shakti, and the all-knowingness is also a dependent reality. It is all this. So therefore what? Sarvagnyam Brahma iti avochama. Not only is it sentient, but it is all-knowing from the standpoint of it being the cause for the whole universe. If it is Jagat Karanam, it is what? Sarvagnyam. Because it is, everything else is Kalpita Shakti alone. Sarvagnyam Brahma iti avochama. This is the Karana. It is said, this is the Karana and this is Sarvagnyatvam. And we have already talked about this. And then Sarvagnyatvam means all-knowingness. So the all-knowingness is a status that is projected onto Brahman, which is free from being either the cause or all-knowing or anything. So this is a status that is in relation to the created world, which everyone wants an explanation. Where did this come from? What is this all about? Why are there so many people? What are they doing? This is all there. And so, therefore, as a provisional explanation, until one understands Tad Brahma Aham Asmi Iti, this Brahman I am, this Jagat Karanam Brahma, this Ishvara I am, till this understanding takes place, a provisional interim place. It's like a waiting room. Sometimes you go to the doctor's office or any office, there is a waiting room and you are put in the waiting room. Old magazines from last Janma will be there, and you keep reading those till the doctor comes, and then the doctor is ready to see you. And so like this, here we are in the waiting room. Yeah, we are in the waiting room here. And what is the waiting room? A provisional understanding. We have put Brahman in the waiting room. And what are its characteristics? It is a provisional understanding. It has all-knowingness. Number one, it is Sarvagnya. And from the standpoint of the Maya Shakti, the dependent reality and as though Shakti, and it is a desirer. If it is all-knowing, then definitely it can be a desirer, because it knows what to desire. Okay? And so it is a desirer, it is all-knowing, it is the cause. So this much has been established. It is the cause of the Jagat. It is Akashadi Karanam, cause of the Jagat, number one. And then it is the desirer. It has desire. It is sentient. Why? The number three, it is a desirer. Number four, it is all-knowing. So these are the four things that are available to us immediately as a result of this annoying Purva Pakshi who keeps on asking silly questions. And so we have now come very far. So these are the four things this whole exchange has taught us about Brahman. It is existent. It is Sat. And then what kind of Sat is it? It is a Sat that is Jagat Karanam. It is the cause of the universe. It is existent. It is the cause of the universe. Point number one. Point number two, it is sentient. It is not insentient. Point number three, it is a desirer. It has desires. And we'll see more about the nature of those desires and what those desires might be. Maybe it wants ice cream. Let's see what Brahman wants. And number four, it is all-knowing. Sarvam janati sarvajnaha. So these four things have come out. Therefore, this question answer with the Purva Pakshi has yielded a lot of fruit, and it is very much it is very much available for this kind of an understanding. So then the Bhashya says, Ataha. Now you can repeat if you are here.
Ataha.
I can't hear for some reason. Let me just see what is going on with the audio. Yeah, some problem is there. We'll try to do that another time. So, ataha kamayitritva upapattihi. Upapattihi means now we are in the position of gaining something. Upapattihi, we have gained. What have we gained? We have gained the status of desirership. What a funny word, but everybody understands. Desirerhood. The status of being Brahman, being a desirer, has been gained. So therefore it is what? It is all knowing, it is Chetana, it is and then it is what? It is naturally all knowing because it is sentient and it is a Swarupa of sentience. Therefore it is not unreasonable for us to say it has desirership. Therefore Saha Akamayat. Saha Akamayat, then Brahman desired. Now the Purva Pakshi is waiting to speak, has kept his mouth shut with great difficulty. Then he says, Kamaitritvad asmadadivat anaptakamaha anaptakamam iti chet na swatantriyat. Everybody should practice saying swatantriyat 5 times, okay? Quickly. So, and some other words like that. What is the other one? Kartsnyam. Kritsna means whole. Kartsnyam means wholeness. So, that has the most number of conjunct consonants, and this one is a closed second. Swatantriyat. Okay, we'll see what that means. Na, so the Purva Pakshi is scratching to talk, and then what is the Purva Pakshi's position? Oh, now you have come up with the thought that with this great idea, well, you have made stuff very easy for me. You have come up with the thought that Brahman has desires. Like what? Like my uncle. My uncle also has desires. Mama. So, Mama means uncle, okay? And so uncle also has desires. Uncle wants to go to America. Uncle wants, to have a little, what is that called, nest egg for retirement, have some money, whatever. Uncle wants to buy a auntie, a new sari. And so all these desires uncle has. And now I thought, okay, I can't ask uncle anything. So I better just turn to Brahman. And lo and behold, disappointment after disappointment. Now I find that Brahman also has its own desires. Where to go? Where to go if I want anything? Nowhere to go. So this is the Purva Pakshi's position. Asmadadivat, like us. We have so many desires. We want to go here, we want to go there, we want to do this, we want to do that. And, we don't want certain things, we want certain things. All these are desires. So now Brahman, so here the Bhagavad Gita keeps saying, Sarvesham Buddhau, in all buddhis, raga dveshau vyavasthitau, raga and dvesha have been kept. Tayor vasham na agachet, do not come under their spell, O Arjuna. They are inimical, you need not come under their spell. Here we are telling, we are struggling to not come under the spell of raga dvesha. And here Brahman is advertising itself. Tada! I am a big desirer. And shamelessly it is saying, I am a desirer. Brahman is a desirer, it is saying. And so therefore something is then it is of no use. It is of no use. Why? Kamayatritvat, since it's got a status of being a desirer. And who is a desirer? A desirer is one who has a lot of irons in the fire, means a lot of things to fulfill. In Sanskritam, it is called anapta kamaha. Anapta, anaptam, kama, anaptam, anaptaha, kamaha, yasya saha, anapta kamaha. The one for whom the desires are not fulfilled. Anapta kamaha. Apta kama means the one who has gained whatever they wanted to gain. That means it's a fulfilled person, like a vidwan. Vidwan means what? A learned person, the one who knows Vedanta is called a vidwan. The one who has assimilated this knowledge knows. And so the more one has nishtha, the staying power in this knowledge, the less one wants anything. Really, what is there to want? Behind every want is the advertisement of a wanting person. With the assimilation of this knowledge, the wantingness goes, leaving in its wake a fulfilled person. Does the fulfilled person have desire or not? Yes, the fulfilled person can have desires and can fulfill them also. Then what is the difference between anapta kamaha, the unfulfilled person, and apta kamaha, the fulfilled person? The difference is one thing and one thing alone. And what is the difference? The difference is that when the apta kamaha, when the fulfilled person tries to fulfill the desire, a desire, there is no pressure behind the desire. The desire does not manifest like a scary long shadow at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock when you cast a shadow. The shadow is long because the sun is setting. And so therefore, it's not like there is a monster raga dvesha with a whip, whipping the person, fulfill me now. That is the pressure that is created by the desire for the anapta kama. Anapta kama means the one who is not a fulfilled person. For the unfulfilled person, any desire creates a pressure. First, it rises as a just an innocent fancy. Oh, that will be nice to have. And then you dwell on that fancy, as we have seen in the Bhagavad Gita. We dwell on the fancy, and then what happens? The fancy grows and grows and grows and becomes a full-fledged desire. And then the desire doesn't make you sit quietly even during enforced meditation. There is one feels like squirming, one feels like running away, one feels like fulfilling the desire. And so that means what? If Brahman has a desire, how is this Brahman separate from all of us? How is this Brahman different? Asmadadivat means like the people in the world. It also must be having pressure-filled desires that make it squirm and that make it want to fulfill them. The answer is no. That is obviously not an issue. And here is a hint. We'll be seeing it very much in detail. But here is a hint for now. And what is the hint? The hint is is this, that the desire for Brahman is not from, how do we put it, is not from the pressure exercised by the desire for Brahman. Brahman does not feel the pressure to fulfill the desire. So who feels the pressure? The jivas feel the pressure. The jivas want a place to play, to eke out their karma. They are one with Ishvara. Jiva is Ishvara. There is no separation. But it is almost as though right before creation, they say, I want out. Let me out. I want to be separate. I want to go places. I'm tired of being one with you. I want to go. I want to set up a house. I want to be independent of you. Almost as though, it's not that the jivas are saying that, but the jivas desire to animate, to fulfill various things, to go around in this world and to contribute and to eat, drink, to be a karta, to be a bhokta. All that is the reason, that is the reason why Brahman takes on the position of being a desirer. Brahman says, okay, you have so many desires. Let me be the desirer and fulfill some of your desires. This is the difference, because Brahman is not anapta kamaha, the one for whom the desire is, the desire is going to be a ticket to some kind of a happiness. So, for a person who, the argument is this, anapta kama is a person who has a sense of incompleteness centered on the self. Then only there is a desire to accomplish something. Then only there is a desire to become apta kama. So therefore, what is your Brahman? Kamayitritve sati, kamayitritvat. Since it has got the ability to be a desirer, then it is just like any one of the people in the universe. It has also a lot of inner pressure inside. Create a perfect Jagat. The pressure is telling Brahman, right now, create this, create that. It has a lot of restless energy, and those people who have restless energy create. And so Brahman has created this Jagat out of sheer compulsion. This is the Bhashyakara's argument. And what is the compulsion? Brahman looked to the left. There is no left, okay? This is just a joke. Once we talk about Brahman, there is nothing left. Okay, forget left, right. There is nothing left other than itself. So, but this is just a joke. Brahman looked to the left. Nobody was there. Brahman looked to the right. Nobody was there. Up, down, aage, piche, upar, niche, in all directions. It looked and then said, Ayyo, I am lonely. Nobody is there to play with me. Why? Because I'm ekam, one, advitiyam, non-dually one. I'm just existence. Koi nahi hai, nobody else is there. At least to talk, I need somebody to talk to. Once in a while to ask me how your day went. What did you do? Of course, the answer is always the same. What will Brahman say? Nothing. Akarta. What did you eat? Nothing. Abhokta. And so, what kind of actions you did? Nothing. And so, therefore, what did you know? Well, there's nothing to know because all there is me. So, naturally, this could be a very boring existence. Terribly boring, terribly alone, and terribly lonely. And sometimes you need somebody to get angry at. Then only there is fun in life. You have to say, how could you do this to me? What do you think you are? You have to be able to say that. And what were you thinking? You have to be able to say that. And then without that, there is no fun in life. You have to have some right over somebody close to be able to scold your children. How many times have I told you not to do this? Get up. I said now. No, little later. No, now. You need some people to do that. Even to have a healthy sense of self, you need other people around. And so, therefore, what? Therefore, Brahman created according to the Purva Pakshi. This is what it is. So then, if this is the motive for creation, in fact, before we go further, Let me tell you that some Vedanta teachers teach like this only. Brahman was feeling very, very lonely. Bhagavan was lonely. If the Bhagavan becomes lonely, then there is no hope for us to understand that we are only. There is no hope at all. But this is how it is taught. Sometimes. Very sad. So, therefore, when this desirer is just like us, looking for a quick fix, looking for companionship, looking for some distraction, looking for somebody to call their own, looking for another person to talk to, that Brahman, that Ishvara cannot be Jagat Karanam. Cannot be. And neither is it Sarvagya. Why? Because it cannot be Sarvagya, it cannot be all-knowing, because it is Asmadadivat, it's just like everybody else in the universe. So this kind of a thinking destroys Sarvajñatvam, destroys Sarvatma Bhava, all these things, that oneness is not there then. If Brahman also starts to have its own agenda. So therefore, anapta kamam iti chet. What if we say that Brahman has also unfulfilled desire? Na, he says. Why? Swatantriyat, because Brahman, unlike you, is free. Unlike you means, unlike the Purva Pakshi, this Brahman that we are talking about is free. Totally, totally free. So, Apta Kama means the person for whom all their desires are fulfilled. He is also an epithet for Bhagavan, and also an epithet for Vidwan, the person who knows this knowledge that I am non-separate from Ishvara, is also known as Apta Kama. And then so where is the desire for such a person? It's just a Shakti. It's a manifestation. And then some prarabdha the Vidwan has, some karma Vidwan has, and for the sake of this Ichha Shakti to manifest. Some prarabdha is there, and then the Ichha Shakti manifests in certain Vidwans. Some people teach. They teach out of the desire only. Nobody teaches because there is no desire. No, they teach because of the desire, and then because of the desire only they teach. But the teaching is vibhuti. It is swatantriyat. It is a free teaching. Oh, that means it doesn't cost money. That's not what we are talking about. Teaching is free in the sense that it is freely given without any compulsion. The Vidwan doesn't get up in the morning and say, I have to have class. Otherwise, I'll have a bad day. So therefore, I have to teach a class. I have to write a book. Otherwise, I'm going mad. That have to is not there in the form of a binding desire. It's not there at all. And that's why swatantriyat, this is the idea. So your prarabdha, if you are a jnani, your prarabdha decides what kind of desires will be manifest. But if you are Brahman has prarabdha or no? No. If Brahman started to have prarabdha, then we are in trouble. Brahman has no parents, and Brahman was not born, and so Brahman has not got prarabdha karma, and therefore what? Where is the karma for Brahman to desire? Because it calls for karma, desire and karma go together. And so where is the karma? As I said earlier, your karma becomes Brahman's desire. Your desire becomes Brahman's desire. And what is your desire? I need to manifest. I need to be just like Brahman. Like the child dresses up in the mother's clothes. A 2-year-old dresses up in the mother's high heels and clothes and shuffles around, can't even walk, and then puts on lipstick, just like the mother. It imitates. And so here too is, the Jiva wants to, as though, imitate Ishvara. Why do you need to imitate Ishvara? You are Ishvara. Well, I don't know that, do I? And therefore, because of self-ignorance, I am as a jiva, anapta kama. My desires are not fulfilled. Why? Because I don't know that the only desire that is there is to be free. Is to be free of being a desiring person. That's the only desire. And not knowing that bahushakhaha anantaha, endless are my pursuits, endless are my desires, and therefore I want to be just like Ishvara. Like a 2-year-old wearing its mother's sari and dragging it around all over the house and falling over it. Similarly, I want to be just like Ishvara. I want to have a magic wand. I want to be limitless. I want to be whole. I want to say tathastu and make something happen. I want to do miracles. I want this, I want that. I want to be just like Ishvara. You don't have to be just like Ishvara. You are Ishvara. That is not going in the head. Because it has thick clouds of Atma Ajnanam covering. It's an as though covering. And so therefore, this is for Brahman, it is your karma alone, unmanifest karma of the jiva that becomes the upadhi for Brahman to have this particular desire. Bahusyam, may I become many, may I create this peculiar and particular condition of Brahman before the creation. This is what is said is nimitta karanam. Brahma nimitta karanam, abhinna nimitta upadana karanatvam is established naturally. The material is the same as Brahman. Where will Brahman go to buy a material? No possibility. There's nothing other than Brahman. So the material is Brahman and the knowledge is Brahman. The two are one. And then what? And therefore the desiring capacity, the kamayitritvam, is swatantraha, free. Free. That means there is no pressure. You can have a desire out of some pressure or out of freedom. Everybody knows this. Certain desires are very, very cloying, clingy desires, binding desires. They don't let go very easily. They are very frightening. That's for that reason. Certain other desires, you may have a thought. Oh, I want to go to the Valley of Flowers, which is on the way to Badrinath, up in the hills. I want to see the Valley of Flowers. Well, it's quite a bit of a trek and you have to go quite a bit off route to go there. It's okay. I'll see it some other time. This desire has not created pressure because it was not connected to a core issue. Certain other desires, I have to have this thing, otherwise I am dead. That kind of a desire is called a binding desire. And when self-ajnanam, self-ignorance, when it is not there, then then it is free. Brahman is free, unlike most people. So therefore, Brahman is all-knowing. Brahman is free because Brahman has no self-ignorance. So then what is the desire for Brahman? Same thing. The desire is not from a place of emptiness, is not from a place of incompleteness, apurnata. And so therefore, since there is no self-ignorance, then everything, including the desire, is satyam, jnanam, anantam. That's all it is. That's all it is. And what is this Brahman? Ishvara. And what is this Ishvara? The one who has Maya, the one who is Mayin, the one who has Maya. And then whatever that is, changes have taken place because of the Maya. We say that is the result of the desiring. Changes means this one Brahman, unformed, unnamed, no attributes, and is created this whole thing. How? Swatantriyat, freely, effortlessly, and just by a sankalpa, by an intention. What kind of intention? Satya sankalpa. An intention that is just so right for this jagat. The intention for the jagat to be a certain way is already there. The blueprint for the jagat is in the thought pattern itself, and the thought pattern is non-separate from the manifestation, and the thought itself is the manifestation. What Brahman, quote unquote, saw is what was projected. So this is, so therefore Satya Sankalpa, Satya Kamaha, Satya Kridaha, all this is there in the Mandukya Upanishad. So there is no, and so that means even though the desirer status is attributed to Brahman, it is solely free, totally free of having any kind of a sankalpa or any kind of an anxiety to fulfill certain of its own desires. It doesn't say, what about me? When is my turn going to come? No. This is what is Satya Sankalpa. And then, not only that, it is non-separate from Satyam. Therefore, there is no Ajnanam, only Chit. Jnanam, it's all Jnanam, non-separate from Brahman. And so the desirer is a status, then as though status superimposed upon Brahman, which is free of that status, Swatantriya. And then therefore, Swatantriyat, this, this is, so Brahman is not having any pressure. And this is very nicely talked about in the next sentence. Let us read. Yatha अन्यान् परवशीकृत्य कामदोषाः प्रवर्तयन्ति न तथा ब्रह्मणः प्रवर्तकाः कामाः. In this very Upanishad, in the opening Bhashya to the Valli previous to this, the chapter previous to this is called what? Shikshavalli. Shikshavalli. So in his Bhashya to the Shikshavalli, right at the beginning, Adi Shankara starts like this. Second or the third sentence, I forget. Karma pravrittihi kamasyat pravartakatvat. So that which makes you act is kama. Why? Because it goads you to do certain things. So karma pravritti means the predilection, my predilection for action. The precedent for my predilection for action is nothing other than desire. So then there is a kind of I am a slave to the desire here, because if every action I am goaded by desire, then I am a slave to the desire. How can you say swatantriya? How can you say that there is freedom? Here further he explains. So yatha anyan paravashikritya. So as we have seen this before, either you handle the desire or it drives you crazy. And it doesn't have a license to drive. So imagine somebody who doesn't know how to drive, doesn't have a license to be on the road, to be loose on the road, is handling a car. Handling your karma actually here, handling a car and then going, at 100 miles per hour. Unmindful of the traffic coming from the opposite direction, the traffic going in this direction, completely unmindful. Where is that ride going? It's going to land in a ditch. That's you can write that down and sign it and seal it. Definitely. But the desire handles you. This is what happens. There is no swatantra. You keep saying to the desire, press the brake. It will not. And when you try to press the brake, if you try to get the steering wheel from the hands of the kama and try to press the brake, you know what it does? It pushes you off. It pushes you away. Get on that side. Why did you come here? I am driving. Can't you see? You said you wanted this, so I'm going to get you this. Come hell or high water, I'm going to get you this. This is what is meant by pravartaka, the one who pushes you into activity to fulfill the desire is called pravartaka. And so either you handle the desire or it drives you round and round. When the desire handles you, you become what? Asvatantra, not free. You are bound by the desire. And so then if that if the one who pushes you into activity, if that happens, then there is pressure that I have to fulfill this desire. Therefore Adi Shankara says that desire is the one that creates the pressure. But then what about Brahman? Akarta, non-doer, does not do anything. Yatha kama doshaha, the fallacy of kama. Kama eva doshaha, karma dharaya. So the kama itself is a limitation. The kama itself is a fallacy, and then so the kama which is looked upon as a limitation is called kama dosha. So this, what does this kama dosha do? It propels anyan purushan pravartayati. So it propels other people to fulfill their desires. It makes them run. It makes them go here. It makes them go there. It makes them go on a merry-go-round, some kind of a ride where they are getting sick, where they are nauseous, but they cannot get off because they are asvatantra. It looked like an amusing ride, but they are on the roller coaster. Sometimes they are up, sometimes they are down. This is what it is. How does the desire do it? Paravashikritya. Vashikritya means keeping you under its control. Kamaha pravartayanti. The desires keeping you entirely under their control. They make you hand yourself over to them. You hand yourself over to the desires. This is called vashikaranam. So paravashikritya, and paravashikritya means keeping this person under the thumb. Therefore what? This is how the desires turn you into a mad person. And that's why you see guru, ashram, Taittiriya Upanishad, Vedanta, etc. This is why you seek all this. And so too, if for Brahman also, the kama was a pravartaka, it gave pressure, etc., then it would be asmadadivat. It would be just like everybody else. But here it says, no, not at all. Why? Why not at all? Because it is swatantriyat. So that means Brahman has no desire? No, we don't say that. Brahman has desire, but it becomes a vibhuti. Vibhuti means it's a glory. It's the same for a jnani also. It is not a pusher, it is not a propeller, it is not an impeller for action. It is just a fun thing to have. It's a free, fun idea. It's just an idea. And it is just an activity without the pressure kept on that activity. So this is the difference between Brahman and the rest of the people who come under the spell of the kama. Okay, yeah. So we'll see more next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaga Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. One question is there. Brahman is Sarvajna, and this knowing must be applicable to past, present, future. Which means if Brahman knows what happens in the future, then the future is destined. There is no future. There is no past. Time time and place are relative. That's what we have to understand. Nothing is destined. Yeah, because you have been given free will. You have been given free will. Yeah, there is no fatalism because you have free will. Why? How do I know? How do you know you have free will? Because you're asking this question. Yeah, you're asking this question. Then if you say, what if this question was destined? Then you are asking that question too. So, so we have to then find out which question is destined and which question is free. You're freely asking this question. And so what you call free will is, and what you call karma is free will from the past. If it is good karma, it is free will that went according to dharma in the past. If it is quote unquote bad karma, then it is free will that was abused in the past. So nonetheless, you cannot say it is fated. Okay. So this fate versus free will argument will be here all the time, because it is like chicken, egg, and all these things. Tree, seed. You'll go into an infinite regress. Even Lord Krishna says, what? Gahana karmano gatihi. The way of karma is mysterious. Yeah. Seed sapling case will be discussed later on. No, we have done with that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah. I just said we cannot use the word seed here because we are talking of achetana. Seed is chetana. Okay. That's all I meant. Yeah. Okay. So even though it says mrid bijadivat, I think some brahmachari must have done some gadbad there while copying the thing. Mridadivat is enough. So mrid bijadivat we don't have to say. That's all I meant. All the best. Om Tat Sat.